Well, thank you, Devin, for that forecast. It will soon be cheaper to order almond milk for your lattes at Starbucks, though. Good news there.
Right. The coffee chain has announced customers will no longer have to pay extra for adding non-dairy milk to their orders. The change takes effect next week. Starbucks says customers who order non-dairy milk will now pay 10% less for their drink. Non-dairy milk has become the second most common modification at Starbucks, and it's right behind adding a shot of espresso.
An invasive fungus spreading in bats could cause food-related problems in California. It's called Pseudogemonecrosis destricatans, and it's being seen in the Sacramento area. The California Fish and Wildlife says the disease causes bats to end in hibernation sooner than they expect, and a lack of available food for them results in their death. Speaking of food, experts say that a lack of bats means more insects that eat the crops in turn. That situation usually results in farmers being forced to use more pesticides as a result on their plants and vegetables. So it all is connected there. Fish and wildlife officials say that the fungus in question doesn't pose a serious threat to humans, though. They recommend that hikers disinfect their clothing after being in caves in order to lessen the spread of the disease.
Chipotle is taking a closer look at the amount of food it serves to customers. The Mexican restaurant's chain interim CEO Scott Boatwright addressed the issue during an earnings call Tuesday. Boatwright says that there has been a rash of complaints on social media regarding inconsistent portion sizes at Chipotle. And apparently there's some truth to this outrage. Earlier this year, an analyst from Wells Fargo weighed 75 of Chipotle's burrito bowls at several New York City locations. The end result? Varying portion sizes.
And the acting Secretary of Labor in Seattle has been hosting productive talks between Boeing and the Machinists Union all this week.
The meetings come after the latest contract offer was rejected and nearly 50 days into the strike.
Yes, and some union members say that they're ready to get back to work. Bridget Chavez has the latest from Washington.
Gary Johnson and his wife Becky are both Boeing machinists. They're ready to get back to work, but say that won't happen until Boeing comes up with a better offer.
We need to get this wrapped up, back to work and producing aircraft.
I really hope that they come with truly their best and final this time and not, I just feel like they're jerking us around.
Talks between the union and Boeing stalled after machinists voted down the most recent contract offer a week ago. This week, Acting Secretary of Labor Julie Su came back to Seattle to try to broker a deal for the second time.
I think it's a necessary step at this point. All the help that we can get to get them face to face like they are negotiating yesterday and today is extremely important.
The financial situation of Boeing keeps getting worse every single day.
That's one of the reasons why Thomas Gilbert, a finance professor at UW, says we're seeing the federal government take on the role of negotiator.
It is critical to many parts of the government's, from a defense side and a space side, but also from a commercial aircraft. This is a key piece of the U.S. economy at large.
The core issue for many machinists is the demand that Boeing bring back a defined pension. The company says it won't budge on that.
They need to get creative and they need to bring in something substantial.
Gilbert says there are ways Boeing could provide retirement security without bringing back its pension, such as increasing a 401k match.
If I were a machinist, I would want a bigger match going forward. I put 5% of my salary, you put 7.5% in terms of match, or whatever the number we can come up with.